friends, this is Rachel. I'm the garden educator here at the Greensboro Children's Museum. Today we are in our Edible Schoolyard garden and we're going to talk about the different parts of a plant, and then we're going to harvest some of the things that are growing right now. Thanks for joining me. So, plants have 5 main parts to them. Can you name any? I have a little dandelion plant here, and it's a little wilted, but you can still see all the parts. Let's start at the bottom. Here we have the root. Do you know what the job of a root is? How does a root help a plant survive? Well, it keeps it stuck in the ground so that the plant doesn't blow away in the wind, but it also sucks up water and nutrients from the soil, kind of like a straw. Do you know what this part of the plant is called? It is a leaf. What is the job of a leaf? Well, plants, just like animals, need food to survive. But I've never seen a plant at a grocery store or a restaurant. How do they get their food? Well, a plant can do something really amazing. They can soak up the sunlight and use that to make their own food. And that is what happens in a plant's leaf. What about this part? Do you know what this is called? This, my friends, is a stem. And the stem helps hold the plant up, and it also moves the water and nutrients that the roots bring in and moves it around the plant to the different parts that need a drink. Now, let's see. Can you see this beautiful little yellow part? I bet you guys can guess what that's called. This is a flower. Why does a plant make a flower besides to be beautiful? Flowers get pollinated, and then the plant is able to make seeds like these. The seeds are a baby plant. You can plant them in the ground and they'll grow into a whole new dandelion. So seeds are important because they help the plant have children and make more of itself. So, being in the Edible Schoolyard, we are interested in plants that are edible. Edible just means something you can eat. So, let's check out some of the plants we can eat in the garden, and we'll talk about what part of each plant we eat. So we can start over here. I've got my harvest bucket, and I've got my safety scissors. You might have a pair of these at home. Maybe you can ask your grown-up to help you harvest something with scissors sometime. So right here we have a plant called chives. It tastes a little bit like an onion, and we can eat a few different parts of this plant. We can eat the stems, the leaves, and those beautiful purple flowers. They all have the same flavor and they're quite nice. When you're harvesting from a plant like chives, you want to pick one stem or leaf, and you want to find where it connects to the rest of the plant. You can see right here, this is a point where several leaves are coming out, and you want to use your scissors to clip it right at the bottom. Make a nice clean cut, and then you can rip it up into little pieces and sprinkle it on a salad or on potatoes. They're pretty much good with anything. Now we'll move over just a little bit to this plant. This plant is called sage. And like a lot of different plants, you can rub the leaf and then smell your hands to smell the aroma in this plant. It has a really lovely smell, my friends. I wish you could smell it with me. Sage is an herb. That's a plant that we use to flavor our foods. And when you're harvesting from this kind of plant, You want to do the same thing as with chives. You want to pick a stem that you're going to harvest, go all the way to the bottom where it connects to other plants, and cut the stem, just like that. It's best to clip it right above a new set of leaves. That will help the plant grow even more leaves that we can use in our cooking. If we move over just a little bit, you can see our arugula patch. Arugula is a green leafy vegetable, so we eat the leaves, and it's kind of like lettuce with a little extra spice. It's one of my favorite vegetables. So I can clip one of the leaves like that. But now that this plant has flowers and seeds on it, we can also eat the flowers. This is a fun one. Just like chives, both the leaves, the stems, and the flowers are edible. It's a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy. All right, my friends. So you've seen a few different herbs and vegetables where we eat the leaves and the flowers. Can you think of a root that we eat? Carrots is one of my favorites. There's also beets and radishes, potatoes and sweet potatoes, all roots. Can you think of any seeds that we eat? Well, there's, again, a lot of different kinds. Popcorn is a seed, for example. Almonds, cashews, all of those are delicious seeds. What about stems? That one's kind of tricky. But I have a vegetable growing in the garden right now that is one of my favorite stems to eat. Over here, we have a patch of asparagus growing. Have you tried asparagus before? It is really delicious this time of year. And it is the stem of a plant. The way we harvest this is pretty easy. We just follow it all the way back to the soil and we clip it just like that. One of the best tastes of spring. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends, to talk about plants and to learn about harvesting.